President MUHAMMADU Buhari renews tenure of 2 DGs, appoints secretary. KOGI State Governor YAHAYA BELLO says his support for TINUBU and his running mate KASHIM SHETTIMA remains unwavering and undiluted no matter the amount of fake news. Tanzania opposition holds its first rally since a 6.5-year ban was lifted a fortnight ago. Federal government hands over AHMADU BELLO Stadium to Kaduna State government. And this is MLC TV's Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Morno Balagugu. Thanks for joining us. President MUHAMMADU Buhari has approved the renewal of tenures of Aliyu Bagudu Abubakar and John Ohirime Essien as Directors General of the Legal Aid Council of Nigeria and the Nigerian Copyright Commission, respectively. The Director of Press and Public Relations in the Federal Ministry of Justice, Modupe Ogundoro, made the announcement in a statement issued in Abuja on Sunday. According to her, Abubakar's appointment, which was renewed for a second and final tenure of 4 years, was in line with Section 3(1) and 2 of the Legal Aid Act, Cap L9. The appointment of Essien was renewed for a second and final tenure of 4 years and conveyed in line with Section 36(1) and 2 of the Nigerian Copyright Commissions Act, Cap C28. She said that in a related development, President MUHAMMADU Buhari also approved the appointment of Abiodun Ayodeji Akimo as Secretary of the Administration of Criminal Justice Monitoring Committee for an initial period of 4 years in line with Section 4712 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. Ogun State government has declared Tuesday 24th and Wednesday 25th January as work-free days for workers in the state public service, according to a statement issued on Sunday in Abeokuta by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Kunle Somonri, following the extension of permanent voter cards collection till Sunday 29th January 2023 by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). Governor Dapo Abiodun has graciously approved 2 days, Tuesday 24th and Wednesday 25th January, as work-free days to enable public servants to collect their PVCs from their respective local governments. Governor Abiodun also enjoined all executive members of public markets and private establishments in the state to allow flexibility in their schedules for residents to use the opportunity to visit the Independent National Electoral Commission's offices or collection centers where they registered to collect their PVCs. The governor said that voting is a civic responsibility and all eligible citizens must be allowed to exercise their rights to choose who governs them. The Nigerian Railway Corporation on Sunday announced the suspension of the Warri-Itakpe train services. This is coming barely 2 weeks after passengers were kidnapped from the Edo train station. In a message to newsmen, the coordinator of Warri-Itakpe train service, Sani Abdulganiyu, disclosed that the Warri-Itakpe train WITS 01 derailed at 30 kilometers Jakarta-Itakpe section of the track at about 12:30 p.m. on Sunday, adding that no casualty was recorded. The message further stated that the cause of the derailment was yet to be ascertained, noting that all the 148 passengers and 30 crew members were evacuated successfully. The message read, "Thankfully, there was no fatality and no casualty." They were immediately alerted and security personnel comprising the Army Police, NSCDC and the Community Vigilante were immediately drafted to the accident point with the assistance of local government chairmen. Vigilantes in Zuba town in the Federal Capital Territory have arrested a suspect identified as Bello Yellow, who is allegedly linked to the March 2022 Abuja-Kaduna train attack. The suspect was arrested in the early hours of Sunday, January 22nd, 2023, when he alighted from a car around Dan KOGI Motor Park. A vigilante told Daily Trust that the suspect was sighted by members of the Miyetti Allah Vigilantes. He said they called the attention of their members attached to the motor park for assistance. He was apprehended and taken to their office where he was searched and detained before being handed over to the police around 4 a.m. The source stated that in the course of the investigation, 103,000 naira cash was found in his possession, as well as 3 sticks of cigarette and a lighter. The vigilante source stated that the divisional police officer in Zuba personally came to their office with his men to pick the suspect. Though the Fulani vigilantes gave the suspect's name as Bello Yellow, he calls himself Bature Shabe, and that he came from Ilorin in Kwara State and was on his way to Shenagu Forest near Zuba, where his elder brother Alhaji Shabe resides. The leadership of the Congress of University Academics has appealed to the federal government to be magnanimous and pay all university lecturers their 8 months withheld salaries. The federal government withheld the salary covering 8 months that the lecturers stayed away from their duty posts in the year 2022, following an industrial action ordered by the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Universities. Dr. Niyi Sumonu spoke on Saturday during KONUA's maiden National Executive Council meeting held at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, where he was ratified as the Pioneer National President. Also during the event, Dr. Abdul Hamid Salawu was ratified as National Vice President, while Dr. Henry Oripeluyi emerged as the National Secretary. Also, Dr. Isa Abdurrahim emerged as the Assistant National Secretary, and Dr. Ernest Unwoke became the National Publicity Secretary of the Union. Maintaining that KONUA did not declare a strike, Somonu further said his members wanted to work during the period but could not do so due to the absence of students on campuses. In the communique issued at the end of the meeting, KONUA opined that education could be made cheap by ensuring uninterrupted academic calendar. It also urged the government to ensure reasonable utilization of university autonomy and urgently stop seemingly unseen corruption and fix accreditation fraud in the universities. And now to stories in politics. KOGI State Governor YAHAYA Bello has declared that no amount of fake news will stop the All Progressive Congress APC and its presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola TINUBU from winning next month's election. The governor said this while debunking reports that he had dumped TINUBU's presidential campaign train when he was featured on Channels TV's Sunday Politics. Bello said his support for TINUBU and his running mate, KASHIM Shettima, remains unwavering and undiluted.
In the air today. And according to your introduction, that there's no smoke without fire. In this particular instance, I'm sure the lions prepared the fire in the air. And you know, surely it cannot be sustained. So there's definitely no fire, not to talk of smoke, relating to the fake news they peddled. It's most unfortunate. And I am urging all the law enforcement agencies and all regulatory bodies regarding journalism and media practitioners practicing in Nigeria to please live up to their responsibilities. The current electoral law empowers even INEC to investigate things like this and prosecute the liars, those who perpetuate fake news as far as this election is concerned. And let me further reassure millions of Nigerian youths and Nigerians and our followers and supporters in the country and across the world that I remain very supportive, ardent supporter, mobilizer, campaigner, and driver of votes for our leader and the president in the waiting, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed TINUBU, the flag bearer of our great party, the All Progressives Congress, and my own brother, His Excellency, Senator KASHIM Shettima. These are president and vice president in the waiting. Of course, every Nigerian knows that I'm a big factor as far as this election is concerned because of the demography I represent in this country and even across the globe. So, of course, they can come up with fake news But it is incumbent on all law enforcement agencies to quickly take actions against these people. I am expecting that the management and that media house, the Tribune, that was so respected. I personally respect Tribune very well, and I don't know why they should allow themselves to be dragged into this kind of messy, situation.
On KOGI governorship election, which is 10 months away, Governor Bello described the allegation as unfounded.
I don't ever consider Honorable James Faleke as a political rival, because Honorable James Faleke is a House of Representative member at the National Assembly, and I am a governor in Kogi State. On several occasions, we have compared notes. Whatever he heard, he reached out to me, I reached out to him. I don't think it is a subject of public discussion how we relate. Our common goal, as it is today, is how we work together to deliver and ensure that we have a resounding victory. Here in Kogi State, politics is that of interest. Everybody has his own interest. But let me tell you one thing. Power is not served a la carte. In Kogi State here, we have changed the dynamics completely. We don't care where you come from. We don't care about your religion. What is important is who can serve. And besides all of this, what we have at hand right now is our presidential campaign execution, is our election to be executed to ensure that our principal win. Kogi State's governorship election is still, way ahead, sometimes in November, possibly, by the grace of God. So it is not coming anytime soon. So why the agitation? I don't think there's any need for anybody to agitate. When we get to the bridge, we shall cross it.
The governor has called on the fake news distributor to tender an unreserved apology to him and spread it. If not, he might be forced to take legal action against the media organization.
They can come up with fake news, but it is incumbent on all law enforcement agencies to quickly take actions against these people. I am expecting that the management and that media house, the Tribune, that was so respected. I personally respect Tribune very well, and I don't know why they should allow themselves to be dragged into this kind of messy, situation. I expect them to retract that particular publication and tender public apology and give it a lot of publications within 24 hours. Else, I think my lawyers are capable of doing the needful.
A National Daily Tribune in its report had claimed that Kogi State Governor had withdrawn his support for TINUBU against the backdrop of permutations in Kogi politics. The report claimed the governor was suspicious that the lawmaker representing Ikeja Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives and Secretary of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, James Faleke, may contest the Kogi State governorship election. The national leadership of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC has denounced a report accusing the Kogi State Governor YAHAYA Bello of working at cross purposes with its Presidential Campaign Council PCC to frustrate the chances of its standard bearer Asiwaju Bola Tinubu in next month's presidential election. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Felix Moka, noted on Sunday in Abuja that the said report was patently false and irresponsible. Analyzing the political permutation in Kogi State, a national paper had reported that Bello had tactically withdrawn support for Tinubu over fears that should the latter win the presidency, he would seek to install his protege and Secretary of the PCC, James Faleke, as Bello's successor in the November governorship election. This fake news ostensibly intended to float an imagined rift between Governor YAHAYA Bello and Honorable James Faleke, Secretary of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, is the desperate and disgraceful conjecture of opposition elements unsettled by their party's giant campaign strides. He urged party compatriots and all Nigerians to disregard this fake news. The Amazon for Peace Initiative (API) has described the mammoth crowd who came to throw their support for the APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his running mate KASHIM Shettima as unprecedented. The founder and the chairperson of the API, Nana Aisha Abu Ali, made a declaration during the APC campaign rally at Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi on Monday, 23rd of January 2023. She said Tinubu Shettima, if elected, will bring to pass the Nigeria of our dreams, where the average and the poor will be lifted and life will become better for all Nigerians. According to her, a renewed hope is what will unfold for all Nigerians. She also urged all the people of Bauchi State to do the needful by ensuring that they vote massively for Air Marshal Sadiq for governor and all APC candidates to actualize the vision and mission of renewed hope for all Nigerians. Abu Ali further added that with the plans the APC has, more jobs will be created for youths, a conducive atmosphere will be created to encourage self-employment to spring up, and SMEs will be encouraged. She urged all Nigerians who have registered for the PVCs to locate their wards and polling units to collect theirs, saying the PVC is the power the people need to make their choices. She urged all, especially the youths, to shun violence and embrace peace before, during, and after the elections. We'll now go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please to stay with us.
Remember, February 2023 is the general election where you will have the opportunity to elect a new president, governors, national and state assembly members to pilot the affairs of Nigeria for another 4 years. Visit INEC office to get your PVC, which is your power to elect credible leaders. Say no to electoral violence. Say no to vote buying. Say no to thuggery before, during, and after the elections. This message is brought to you by MLC TV.
As suggested in the motion,
from 31st January to June 31st, 2023, say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it.
Do you know what it takes to lead? Do you understand what is politics? Do you have issues concerning the way we play politics? Do you have reservations about some political mugu? Do you want to serve or be served? Do you want to contest? Do you want to occupy any political office or be in charge of your world? All this and many more are what we discuss right here in the political arena. A program where we trash and arrange, condemn and commend, celebrate and blame all that play out in politics. Do not be told. Join me, One Available, every Saturday by 7 p.m. to throw more light on why we play politics the way we do and how we can play it better. Political Arena, building a government of the people and for the people. Don't miss it. Glad to have you back with us. And now on the foreign scene, thousands of supporters from Tanzania's main opposition party, Chadema, are flocking to the venue in the city of Mwanza of its first rally since a 6.5-year ban on such gatherings was lifted a fortnight ago. Some of the party faithful, bubbling with excitement, were clad in their party uniforms as they were moving through the city, riding their motorcycles and chanting on top of their voices. Security was equally tight around the city and its surroundings as some police officers had parked their vans beside the roads while others were escorting the procession. John Mrema, a Chadema official, says the rally is expected to pull huge crowds. Analysts predict that the rally is likely to provoke some emotions from both the party's leadership and their supporters. At the beginning of January, President Samia Suluhu Hassan lifted the ban that was initially placed by her predecessor, the late President John Pombe Magufuli. Germany's Foreign Minister Anna Baerbock has said she would not stand in the way of Poland if they were to send Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. Ukraine has called on the West to provide the German-made tanks, which they say will help them defeat Russia. but Germany is yet to provide the armored vehicles, and its export laws prevent other countries from sending theirs. On Sunday, Ms. Baerbock said Poland had not yet asked for export permission. Last week, Poland's Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki said the country was ready to provide 14 Leopard 2 tanks to Kiev if Berlin permitted them to do so. And now to stories in sports. Let's now join Jonah Malik for the sports update.
And on sports update, Eddie Nketiah hit a late winner in a thrilling game against Manchester United to give Arsenal a 5-point lead at the top of the Premier League table, while Erling Haaland scored his 4th Premier League hat-trick to give Manchester City a 3-0 win against Wolves. Elsewhere, Liverpool and Chelsea played out a goalless draw as both teams stay mid-table, while Everton and Southampton suffered defeat to remain in the relegation zone. The Premier League results: Liverpool played out a 0-0 draw with Chelsea, Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest played a 1-1 draw, Leicester City played a 2-2 draw with Brighton, Southampton lost at home to Aston Villa by 1-0, West Ham defeated Everton by 2-0, Crystal Palace played out a 0-0 draw with Newcastle United, Leeds played out a goalless draw with Brentford, Manchester City defeated Wolves by 3-0, and Arsenal defeated Manchester United by 3-2. In the EPL Monday Night Football, Fulham will host Tottenham Hotspur. Still on sport, President MUHAMMADU Buhari has approved the return of the AHMADU BELLO Stadium to the Kaduna State government and thus put the stadium in full custody of the state. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Daro, disclosed this in his office in Abuja when he received the Kaduna State Governor, Nasru El-Rufai, in Abuja. Dare stated that the federal government will sign a memorandum of understanding with the state government in order to ensure more development of sporting infrastructure in the area. It was gathered that plans to officially hand over the stadium to Kaduna State government will hold on Friday with a view to ensure more participation of the country's teeming youth in sporting activities. It was also learned that a novelty match will be played between the governor and the minister to commemorate the event in Kaduna. In his remarks, El-Rufai thanked President MUHAMMADU Buhari and Dare for taking a critical decision of giving Kaduna State the opportunity to be the custodian of the AHMADU BELLO Stadium, which he described as a national asset capable of generating huge investment and revenue due to its location in the river bank of the country. The governor also assured that the stadium will not only be upgraded to a world-class standard, but will also serve as a developer of key economic and social opportunity for the state and boarding athletics. And that's sports update on MLC TV. I am Jonah Malik reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
And thank you for that update. And now for entertainment news, let's now join Matthias Ayodeji.
On our entertainment news, Sound City recently released the nomination list for the 2023 Sound City MVP Awards. The video categories are the list of songs on which the artists' names and pictures were used instead of that of the video directors. This decision did not sit well with TG Omori, who aired his views via his Instagram account. On his Instagram story, TG called out Sound City for failing to credit the video directors of the nominated videos and instead choosing to give credit to the artists. According to TG, the action was disrespectful, especially since Sound City is a TV station whose primary content revolves around music videos. The ACE director demanded that the oversight be corrected and that the video directors should be given their dues in the only category they are eligible for nomination. However, on Monday, 23rd January 2023, Sound City made changes to the music video category as they credited the music directors. Reacting to the correction on Instagram, TG stated that he was glad that the organizers did the right thing while also thanking those who lent their voices to the issue. Still on our entertainment news from Africa, music distribution and talent management company The Plug says Davido's 2017 hit record Fall has exceeded 1 million units in sales, which earned it an RIAA Platinum plaque. The single, which was produced by Ace Music producer Kidominant, is the second in a run of 4 incredible hit songs: If, Fall, Like That, and Fire, in 2017, enjoying international acceptance in the UK and the US. Since Afrobeat began making international exploits, Fall is credited with being one of the songs that opened the door for Afrobeat's commercial success in the United States. Davido has established himself as one of the biggest musical acts in the world, with his music putting Africa on the global stage. In 2022, he made history by appearing in the official FIFA 2022 Qatar World Cup anthem. With his platinum plaque, Davido will be joining CK, Tems, Burna Boy, and Wizkid as Nigerian artists with RIAA Platinum plaques. And that is all on Entertainment News today. My name is Matthias Ideji Peter, reporting for MLC TV. Back to Acosta for more stories.
Thank you, Matthias, for that report. It was a moment of joy for the family of Agbogun and other associate members who converged at the Emmanuel Anglican Church, Lokoja, to celebrate and thank God for the life of their mother, grandmother, wife, and friend, Damaris Agbogun, who turned 83 years. Children describe their mother as a wonderful woman and a mother any child would wish to have.
She is a mother that has given everything a mother should give to her children. She has sacrificed so much to see us through life and to bring us up to where we are today. Especially when we lost our father in 1997. She became our father, became our mother. So you can begin to imagine and put all together to understand the enormity of the contribution and sacrifice she had to make. So always protect their children, always stay for their children, always sacrifice for their children. Like we can see what our mom did.
Seems as if we are just sisters. She has been treating me well. She sent me to school, and everything about me, she's concerned. She's always ready, she's always there for me. So she didn't allow me to suffer.
We are here in the house of God, thanking God with her, because indeed God has been faithful. 83 good years is not an easy thing. She's come a long way. She has gone through so much in life. So much battles and also so much victories. And today that we celebrate her is one of the victories. We are happy because she has been a wonderful mother to all of us, the children, not just to our biological children alone, but to other children. She's got a lot of adopted children, and you can also see from various groups that came in today to celebrate with her. She's a woman who has compassion. She loves widows, she cares for widows, and that's what she has been doing for the past 30 years when we lost our dad. So today we have no choice but to celebrate her, because she has been there for all of us, all myself and all my siblings. She's one mother who stands strong for her children.
Among the children, Eunice Abimbola Agbogun urged all parents not to give up on their children.
My advice to parents generally is to always be there for their children. And never mind, even if you have a child right now that is not actually measuring up. Maybe you have a child that is not behaving very well. Don't ever give up on any child. And that's one good thing I can say proudly about my mom. She never gave up on any of us. Even when we were growing up and we were all, exhibiting those, normal attitude of, youthful exuberance, she never gave up on us. She was there, she stood by us, she prayed, with us and for us. She kept advising us, kept, guiding us on the way. So my advice to parents is please don't ever give up on any of your children.
She equally charged children to always respect and care for their parents.
My advice also to children is that we should always be there for our parents. Don't ever forget your parents. Don't become too big or too important that you will not take care of your children, of your parents. because they are the ones that have suffered so hard to bring you to this world. So we must also do the same by loving them, caring for them, honoring them, most importantly, respecting them. And at least now that they are alive, whatever cow we want to kill during their burial, let us kill it now and eat it and enjoy it together. At least celebrate life, so that by the time God eventually calls them home, you are at peace with yourself that you took good care of your parents.
They commended their mother for her selfless sacrifices and for being a caring mother to them, and prayed to God to grant her more years ahead.
Prayer for my mom at 83. I wish that she should still stay longer than this, because she's a pillar. She's a friend to me. We don't want to lose her. I wish her many, many more years ahead.
All I can just say is for God to continue to bless her with good health and a long life. We still want her to hang around a little bit more, so that we as her children, her grandchildren, and even her great-grandchildren can try a little bit to appreciate her, to pay her back the little out of what she has done for us.
And we pray that God will still give her more years so that we will continue to see her and rejoice with her. And we pray God will give her good health, increase her peace, her joy and happiness, and continue to bless her as He has been blessing her.
The celebrant, Damaris Agboguna, appreciated God for her life. She used the occasion to advise the general public to get their PVC to vote for the right candidate of their choice.
Date of birth, so important. Very, very important. When you keep it, you remember it all the time, and every year you celebrate it. You too will be happy and your children will be happy too. Most of your friends too will be happy with you. So I feel so happy because I added another year to go. So I'm so happy. Try to use others and meet them. For them to get their PVC ready, they should go and vote. To vote for the person you want. Not that they should force somebody on you. When you get your PVC, that's your right. So you can go and vote for the person that you really want.
Prayers were offered by the pastor in charge, Godwin Kadiri of Emmanuel Anglican Church, Lokoja. They all danced and cut the cake in joy. And that is the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at the same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachite TV, and like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram MLC TV 2021, and Twitter at MLC TV 1. For your event coverage, information contribution, adverts and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displaying on your screen. It's Malachite TV, reaching everywhere and informing everyone. I am Morno Balagugu, thanking you for watching. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together.